The VOLFI trial is a phase 2 trial with nearly 100 patients included, so it's just a smaller trial. However, it has a very important message because it's the first trial so far randomizing the triplet FOLFOXIRI, a very active chemotherapy, metastatic colorectal cancer, against the triplet plus any monoclonal antibody. So far with bevacizumab, in every arm in the randomized trials, bevacizumab was included, and therefore this is the first in principle question if monoclonal antibody could anything add on to FOLFOXIRI. It was a phase 2 randomized trial, ECOG 01 patients, RAS wild type, very important, and we had pre-specified 2 cohorts. Cohort 1, where patients judged at the regional tumor boards by the surgeons as definitely unresectable, and the cohort 2 were the patients with a chance of a secondary resection. I think this is very important for the results. The primary endpoint, objective response rate, was met. So we had an increase from 66% with FOLFOXIRI to 86.7% with FOLFOXIRI plus panitumumab. So a significant increase. And we saw the same gain in response rates also in left-sided as well in right-sided disease, and also with small numbers, 16 patients in BRAF mutated disease. This was somehow surprising, but this was an important message. This is the first finding. Second finding, there was a significant increase in secondary resections. In the cohort 2, with a chance of secondary resection, there was 75% resection rate with panitumumab, so 3 out of 4, and compared to FOLFOXIRI, just 34%. So this was a huge gain for the patients, and the PFS was equal, which is we would somehow expect because the EGFR antibodies in former trials did not increase PFS, but we saw a very good trend in overall survival with a hazard ratio of below 0.7 in favor of panitumumab. And if we just look to the cohort 2 patients, we saw an increase in median overall survival from around 41 months to 52 months, so nearly 1 year longer overall survival in patients resected when they were treated in a conversion treatment with panitumumab and modified FOLFOXIRI. And the hazard ratio was below 0.5. I think this data will be confirmed in a phase 3 trial running actually, but I think these are the main results from the trial.
And were there any adverse effects?
Yeah, so I think it's very important if one uses the modified FOLFOXIRI protocol with panitumumab, always lower down the dosage of irinotecan to 150 or better 130 milligrams per square, and the 5-FU pump to 3,000 or 2,400. Then this protocol can be safely administered. Main toxicities are GI toxicity, mucositis, diarrhea, together with neutropenia, but with the dose modifications and sometimes use of GCSF, it can be managed very well.
And how did quality of life of the patients?
Quality of life, we have first data and they will be published at ESMO. The quality of life was not different between the 2 arms, although that was a very intensive treatment. Although it's just a phase 2 trial, there is a clinical impact because we have done also a central radiology review, which was also published in a separate poster today. And so far, the early tumor shrinkage data, meaning shrinkage more than 20% at week 8, are the highest so far published. For example, in the TRIBE trial, FOLFOXIRI plus bevacizumab, we had an early tumor shrinkage rate of around 59%, and we have 87–88% in this trial, so a huge increase. And we actually also we see the deepest responses, so the maximal shrinkage of the tumors is very, very high. And therefore, this treatment, modified FOLFOXIRI plus panitumumab, in my opinion, is the optimal treatment for all patients with high tumor load, with aggressive tumor biology, high LDH, and the chance of a secondary metastatic lesion resection in ECOG 01 patients. I think this is the best treatment because usually after 3, 4, maximum 5 cycles, the job is done and the patient is out of danger or can be resected.